and you're doing all these different things to make money, but none of them are making that much money because you've been told to diversify your income streams.
Right.
More people would benefit from not diversifying and just focusing on one thing. So when I started the podcast, all I did was focus on podcasts, grow the podcast, get advertisers, grow the podcast, get advertisers. After that machine is built and working, then I can start taking on other income streams. Then I can start getting paid to speak. But if I'm traveling all the time and I'm pitching myself as a paid speaker, then I'm taking focus off growing my show, and I'm taking focus off finding advertisers and building good relationships with them. So I just think putting your blinders on for a period of time when you're trying to get something off the ground and just putting all your energy towards that one source of income, that one business idea, and figuring it out and making it work before you start to diversify will probably help more people. The diversify hurts a lot of people at the beginning because they get scattered. Yeah. I also mentioned when it comes to investing, people say, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket and diversify. I think that when you're starting to learn how to invest, unless you are investing with partners, like for example, say you invest into a fund or a REIT, and you're letting somebody else manage your money who's like an expert, if you are trying to learn an asset, you're trying to learn what crypto to buy, or you're trying to learn what type of real estate you want to do, Airbnb or Section 8, or you want to fix and flip. If you're trying to learn how to do an investment properly, the way that you become a good investor and win on investing is understand an asset class better than anyone else. And the only way to do that is to do it repeatedly and then fail and then learn. So if you do, for example, real estate and you buy a pre-construction condo, do that, you're gonna learn what worked, what didn't, do another one. But if you're trying to do that and you're trying to do crypto on the side and you're trying to do stocks on the side, you're gonna have mediocre performance across the board.
Yeah.
So to have outsized performance and to truly be successful, at the beginning, you have to focus on one thing and learn it. Not passively, but like learn it better than anything else. Yeah. You are not going to successfully fix and flip a home if you are also simultaneously spreading your money everywhere else and you're not focused on that one thing. You're not going to understand what crypto to invest in. You're not going to understand which stocks make sense. You're not going to understand anything if you don't focus on it and study it and treat it like a job. Yeah. That's where you start. Then, once you figure that out, then you can diversify. Once you figured out one stream of income for your business that's making a couple $1 million or more, then you can diversify. Once you figured out one investment asset that you can invest in, you see a return, and that is predictable for you, and you know it better than anyone else, that's, if you want to, then you can diversify, excuse me. But I think that too many people diversify up front, and they don't focus, and they don't learn, and they don't become like masters of that craft, whether or not it's with business or with investing.
I want to pick your head on advertisers real quick.
Yeah.
I know, because you said a lot, and I get the gist of what you just said with that portion, so I'm like, I felt like that was something in regards to like definitely with people who do follow me who want to start businesses or even podcasts or like that. They do start. We all do. We're scattered.
Well, it's shiny object syndrome.
Exactly. Especially when you're younger. As you get older, I think things that are shinier start to, I don't know, fade in your own opinion. I don't know about you, but
well, it's because I think it's pattern recognition, because you realize that if you're doing 5 things at once, you're investing in 5 things, you're starting 5 different businesses, none of them are successful.
Right.
So as we get older, pattern recognition is the most important thing that we develop over our life, which is just we try something, it works or it doesn't, we learn, and then we don't make that mistake again. That's what pattern recognition is.
Yes. Yeah.
So what you're talking about when you're younger, being younger has nothing to do with it. It's just that you don't have as much data on what works and what doesn't. So if you're young and you're ambitious and you're hearing some dude on Instagram say, hey, you know, multiple streams of income, and you start a business, and you're trying to build 5 different income streams, or even worse, 5 different businesses at the same time.
True.
And then they don't work. Well, guess what? Hopefully, you know, 35, 45, and 55-year-old version of you are not doing anymore that same shit.
True.
That's why you're saying like a younger person is more prone to, you know, shiny objects. It's because they haven't failed.
Yeah.
But if they've tried 5 things at the same time and they failed at all 5, like, hey, you know what? Maybe let me just try one thing. And then they try that one thing, and then because they're focused on it, it works. And then all of a sudden they are like, okay, you know, I don't have to worry about shiny object syndrome because I'm making a lot of money over here. And the thing that I, you know, nurture and focus and pay attention to starts to work. So like I'm not as attracted to all the other stuff.
I think social media plays a big role in it as when 100%
it does.
Like when you were younger, you would see other people, you're like your age, like, oh, he's making this much. You're just like, fuck, well, I got to do more of that, I guess,
Yeah.
what he's doing.
I
But
got
then
to invest, and I got to have a drop shipping business, and I got to sell
Yes.
coaching courses, and I got to
Yeah.
do, and then I got to, build out, I have to vibe code an app, and then I got to make money over there. All business is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's not overly complicated. It's just a lot of work. And most humans, maybe outside of Elon Musk, cannot put enough energy towards 5 different things at once to make them all work.
Right.
But if they focus their energy and they can stick at it for an unreasonable amount of time, there's a really good chance it's going to work out.
At your age now, do you find that you actually can juggle a couple different tasks? Because you just said you have a marketing agency, you have a podcast. Like
Yes.
now you're at that point, you're like, okay, I've got the bandwidth.
Well, yeah, but now I'm well resourced.
Yeah.
So now I can hire people that are better at me to help me run things.
The old Who Not How. You ever read that?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I love that book.
It is a
You
good
seem
book.
like a guy who read Atomic Habits like 5,000 times. That's what I get from your vibe. I'm like, this guy's read Atomic Habits like 4,000 times.
Oh my fuck, that's funny. Atomic
Hey,
Habits.
did I
is,
hit it on the head or what?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
No, because Atomic Habits is. I'm just laughing because in my studio, like
It's
it's
sitting
one of
there.
like the main books, like that's sitting right behind my chair.
Right by the Bible.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, dude, it's important. It's an important book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I love that book. But you reminded me of the because you're look. I didn't expect you. Look, for those watching, you're a pretty big dude. I thought.
I used to be into bodybuilding. I played a lot of sports. And
Yeah, the guy in the beginning, he's like a baseball player, and he talks about how he had that incident anyway. The other thing was when you were talking about diversify, I had a football coach, and I wanted to play like 4 sports. I wanted to do powerlifting, I wanted to do baseball, but I wanted to get recruited to play football. And I had a coach who was like, "Hey, Southern Miss is here. They want to come watch you play." And I walked to the Southern Miss coach, and he was like, "Quit baseball today." He was like, "Stop." He's like, "Focus on football. Like you're gonna play football year round. Powerlifting if you've got time, but you're gonna do everything focused on football, and you'll get that scholarship." I ended up getting my scholarships, but at the same time, it was other coaches who could also come to our locker room and be like, "No, we like the athletes. We want the guys who are playing track and baseball, and it's
These are different skill sets that you're learning
Right.
that are supporting the main thing.
right.
So when I'm saying build a business with one stream of income, I'm not saying like you aren't learning and you aren't upskilling and you aren't, networking and you're not listening to podcasts and you're not reading. No, you're doing shit
Yeah,
that is going to support the main objective.
true. Yeah.
So powerlifting, great. I bet that coach is like, don't fucking get hurt though.
Yeah, exactly.
So go lift, but I don't want you to be like squatting your 1 RM
Right,
and
right.
like messing up your
Exactly.
back and throwing out all your discs and stuff. Like no way. Like I want you to train
Yeah.
to be stronger for the main thing.
Yep.
By the way, a lot of similarities and a lot of lessons you can learn from sports that apply to business
I
too.
completely agree.
I love like reading all the books about all these college football coaches and whatnot.
You like Lou Holtz? You ever?
Yeah.
His one of mine, and then also I imagine your room is just like books everywhere. Am I wrong or
No,
like,
it
you
is
a library?
books everywhere.
It
Yeah,
is.
It is books everywhere. So now, especially because of the podcast, it's actually really really cool because everybody before they come on the show they send me a book that they've written.
Seriously.
We'll talk about podcast strategy after.
Please.
You want to get big guests? You align your podcast outreach with somebody who's writing a book because this is giving them what's in sales, which is my background before podcasting, intent. There's an intent to do the thing. This is a very technical sales term, but what it means is if you're thinking about getting somebody on your podcast, you have to ask, like, why would they come on my podcast? Is it for exposure? Is it, because I'm a cool person? Am I Joe Rogan? Well, when you're starting out, you're not Joe Rogan and nobody knows who you are and you have no downloads and you have no exposure. So how do you establish intent? You have to find something that they're doing in their life which makes them want to get exposure or reach or whatever. And a book is usually the answer. So if you have a big guest who is not writing a book, is not putting out a movie, is not building a business, there's no intent. There's no need for them immediately to go on a show with no downloads.
Right.
Like what's the point for them?
Yeah.
However, if they are writing a book, then you know that they're already going to be going on like 50 different podcasts to promote that book.
Yep.
Because Penguin Random House or whatever publisher worked with a marketing agency and told them this is what you got to do. You got to go on 50 podcasts. You got to promote your book. You got to sell it. We gave you like a $500,000 advance or more sometimes. So you got to push this thing.
Yeah.
So for a podcast strategy, what I did when I first started out is I would go to all the people on Amazon. I'd sort the books by like up and coming business books, biggest authors, reach out to them, and that's how I got people on the show.